What's up, nerds? Mostly nerdy here, so I'm a nerd too. Whatever. Doing some Dark Souls 3 again. This is after we beat that heck of a boss, and we come out here. And if you are a fan of PvP stuff, uh, fighting other players, this is going to be your area. Pretty nice stuff. And there are a couple of lizards here to get some Titanite stuff. Um, if you miss one, don't worry, because I missed one and it came back eventually. So after you try to get both of them, I ran around for a little bit, so transition there. Just take that path up the stairs and we will see a bunch of giants, and there is two paths that we can take. The first one I'm going to take us through the giants. I'm going to trick you here by going that way, just because I was exploring a little bit. I am a nerdy explorer, so go ahead and run up and pick up this item, which is a soul, and then this giant will wake up. And you can actually kill that giant pretty quickly if you aim at the head and you hit it a few times. It will get staggered and you can do a critical attack. But you can see two things. One, you're getting attacked by fire orbs. I assume they're fire orbs. And then there is a hostile NPC. So this guy is kind of annoying just because he is quick and jumps around quite a bit. So getting backstabs and stuff, which is like the only move that I have. He is kind of hard to get against, so just kind of tough him out, and if you can time your attacks for whenever he lunges at you like this, you can get some good power attacks into him. He doesn't have a good resistance to physical damage or anything, so it's kind of the counterbalance to the fact that he's an agile enemy. So you can see I just started doing fireballs. I was just like, I'm going to throw fireballs at your face the entire time. And then, one, I got invaded by some guy. And then, two, there's another NPC. This one's not so difficult. His weapons are not as quick. He can easily be staggered like that. I guess that's not a full stagger, but you know what I mean. And then you can see that that's the guy that invaded. And then watch me run away like a coward just to try to save my skin, and Dark Souls is like, ha, you think that there's a way out, but there's not. So there he is again. Look at him moonwalking, or I guess Jamiroquaiing across to me. That was weird. But like I said, this guy's attacks are not that difficult. If you have a good shield, a physical defense shield, then you should be okay. And he doesn't do a significant amount of damage or anything like that. Even whenever he buffs, like some kind of punk. So there he is jumping around. Anyway, once you get rid of this guy, which I am about to do finally, took long enough, right guys? God, I'm not very good at this. There's that guy. He's gonna wave at me, and then I'm gonna wave at him eventually, and then I'm gonna die. So I am going to let him take my souls, but that's okay because here it is. I'm showing you that you do get this guy again. So I don't know if you have to leave the area or if you have to die. I just happened to die. I say that like it was a surprise. I knew it was coming. So you can take him out, get more Titanite stuff, pick up your souls from the guy who killed you because he's better than you, and head back to the path that we were originally going to take. So after 5 minutes of making 0 progress, oh yeah, there is this item too. I don't know why it took me so long to check that side. I'm one of the gamers that checks every corner. I don't know. But go back onto the main path towards the giants, and then we'll take this other route this time to try to avoid having to fight the giants, because there are 2 of them that wake up. So if you go underneath these openings, there are some stairs. So you would just go through this pathway and take the stairs up, and there are a few enemies that are going to be able to get you from there. They are deacons, so they will shoot fire at you. If you take this little pathway, there's the item that was above. I don't know when I picked that up, but I did. So you can take these guys out. You actually don't necessarily need to right now, but these are the guys who are shooting fire at you whenever you're trying to fight the giants. So if you're wanting to get the giants, which after picking up the Shield of Want and the Silver Serpent Ring, gave me about 5,000 souls per giant. So I mean, it's a decent amount of souls. It's actually a pretty good farming spot if you want to do that. But we can come in here, and this is like the upper level of the place where we just fought the last boss that destroyed me, and hopefully you, so I'm not alone and thinking that I'm not very good. I know I'm not very good. Anyway, so if you step on that, it is a shortcut down to the bonfire. You can see the bonfire down there. So I am actually going to use it because I think I have enough souls. I don't know. But yeah, so there's that, and then there's a lever there to go back up if you die or whatever and you need the platform. So you can head back up because there's something up here to get, and we will get it. It's going to be kind of hard, but we'll get it. There's actually a few things up here. So first thing is that on the right here there is a chest, and it is what you think it is. It is a mimic, so enjoy that. I sure enjoyed whenever he murdered me to death. Anyway, at this point, you know the drill against mimics. Still the same old thing, they're just as deadly. As you can see, if you get grabbed, a lot of health's going to go away, and then try to throw fire bombs, because that's how you heal yourself, because I'm an idiot. And then try to distance yourself if you have to, because he will kind of walk away, giving you a chance to heal up, and then he'll chase you down again. And I'm not sure why that was my strategy, but I definitely should have gotten grabbed there and murdered. But I lucked out, so. Once you finally get this guy down, and I say finally again because I'm assuming that you're as bad as me, you get the spear. And after you get the spear, you can throw more fire bombs. I am not paying attention to what is in my inventory right now. But forward we go nonetheless, and you can heal up at the bonfire and use the shortcut if you want, or you can run around like me for a while like an idiot and then have to do a transition. But if you come up this way real quick, take a little detour, there is a crystal lizard to get some Titanite stuff, and I think, oh well, that's just a gem, so no Titanite this time, but that's cool, whatever. You're kind of a jerk for tricking me. But after we pick that up, that's basically it for this upward area. So you can head back out towards the deacons. I had already killed the 3 that were in this general area, but I am running down the stairs anyway, so it doesn't matter. So ignore that little detour I took. But if you come this way, there are deacons to the right. So, and there's quite a few of them. Once you hit the stairs, there's this guy, and you can see the one in between the trees, and you will be getting hit by fire orbs. But you can see that you can use the tree line and the light post as a barrier so that you are somewhat protected. They do kind of inch their way towards you too, so if you're taking your sweet time in this area, they will get right next to you and they will just shoot fire at you, and there's not much of protecting in between you and 2 inches. So this is the last deacon in the area, so take him out, and then whenever you are back in that area behind me, behind the last deacon, there was a couple times where I had some bolts shot at me by the Silver Knights, so be aware that they can do that. It is not cool, and it hurts, and I wish they would stop. See what I mean? There we go. I don't know if it was just that one general area, but it happened. But yeah, I'm checking all these little nooks and crannies because that's my gaming style, and there's nothing in these nooks and crannies. Fantastic. Waste of my time. You can come down this way and kill these giants for souls and stuff if you want, or you can go up the stairs. It's really up to you. Like I said, there are 2 giants that wake up in this area, so I think that there's an ember. I think the one on the left is not, you're not able to kill that one as easily as the one that is sleeping on the ground with hitting them in the head directly and staggering them. So, but there are some items behind them. So there's the one in the corner there, or I guess that's not a corner, but there's one right there. It's a large Titanite shard. If you kind of circle around, you can avoid having to fight that giant. I mean, it's not, at this point, it's not anything over the top. So if you want to fight the giant, be my guest. You're Jason Statham all day. All day, Jason Statham. Again. Sorry, you guys are so hardcore. If you come up to the left here, illusionary wall, hit that. There is a ladder to take you down somewhere. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing here, thinking that there's 18 billion illusionary walls, but go ahead and slide down here, and this is going to be a tricky area. I actually did not do this until I had beaten quite a bit more of the game. You can see the items there, but there are a couple of enemies that are no joke. They're basically the same enemy that was on the bridge whenever we first came into this area. So whenever you come in here, the best approach that I can come up with is, as usual, divide and conquer, taking out one that is on the right, because that one is going to be the closest one to you in terms of being able to single them out and just lock on and try to avoid the attacks. I didn't do too well trying to dodge, so I don't know if I just had the timing off or what, but if he does that, try to not stand right underneath him, because I thought I was safe and it wasn't. So heal up, and then there's one more to take out in this area. So the other one is in the corner there, and for some reason I had a lot of difficulty with this one over the other one. I'm sure that there is no difference whatsoever, but for some reason I died a few times fighting the second one when I died 0 times fighting the other one. Um, they do have a grab attack in which they will basically fold you at the spine, which is pretty bad for your character, but once you take both of them out, you get the Ring of Favor, and then there is a bonfire, so fantastic. Don't worry about using your Estus too much against these guys, I guess. Um, and then pick up this item real quick. I think, yeah, it's just a deep gem, but if you're infusing and whatnot, that's gonna be good. So come up to the corner here, and there is a covenant to join. So just another multiplayer kind of deal. I think that these guys are more invaders than anything. You should have at least one human drag that you picked up in the water right next to the ladder that we just went down. So you can go use your souls, whatever. I know that I use my souls, so so transition and just climb the ladder back up, and we will get back on the path. So it's quite the ladder, not anything like whenever we were in the catacombs, but still pretty long. So fill in time with my annoying voice so that you don't get bored, even though you're getting annoyed. I don't know which one's worse. And then I got summoned into another world, and I was a blue spirit, so I'm sorry to whoever got stuck with me as a blue spirit. I failed you. So come up these stairs anyway, and then there is an item on one of the ledges here, right in that corner, that we can pick up. And be aware that you are getting shot at, so if you are next to a ledge, you will probably get knocked off. So, kind of annoying, and I did fall to my death here, because you kind of have to take this narrow pathway up to the top on these roofs, so there is an enemy to the left that I ran away from, because he was going to kill me. And I will tell you, even though I don't think I show it on the video, there's a path right there that leads to some ashes, I think, is what's down there, but there's definitely an item down there. So don't forget to pick that up, even though I did. I made this run quite a few times because I died, and I think I did it for a little bit of soul farming too. So there's one of the guys that was shooting at us. So as usual, try not to fight next to a ledge, because if you're like me, you're gonna panic and try to jump or dodge, and you will end up jumping right off the roof, which is not a good strategy. I know, confusing, but it is not a good strategy. These guys do have a lot lightning power in their weapons sometimes. It just depends on what attack they're using. But there is just a few attacks where they do that, I think. And then you can see that there's one in the corner here. And I basically did this just because he was just going to keep shooting at me, and that's annoying. But try to get to a point where he's not got you in a loop. You can see he shoots twice. So if he hits you once, he might hit you again. But if you get close enough, he will switch to a sword, which is what you want. A lot easier to deal with whenever he's not trying to hit you from a distance. So try to get backstabs, always good strategy, and then pick up your item that they drop. I'm pretty sure that they have a 100% drop rate. They actually have dropped the record of the Concord Kept, I think is what it's called, one of the Covenant items, a couple times for me. So that's always good. And then there are a couple enemies down here. There's one that has his sword out, and then there is one that has a bow and arrow. So you can separate them by hitting one with the throwing knives, kukris, whatever, anything to get his attention, and then just take him out. If you try to do the same thing with the other one, it's not going to work, and I'll show you, because I tried, and I just kept trying. I was hoping that it would work, and it didn't. But once you get rid of him, there's only the one down there, and he is kind of blocking our path to a shortcut, so I want to get rid of that guy. So you can see that I tried luring him, and he was just like, I got ranged weapons too, bro, and came at me strong. So it would probably be easy for somebody who's playing with good range attacks, good sorcery attacks, pyromancer attacks, to take that guy out, but as I've stated before, I am not very good at that distance stuff, and I'm apparently not very good at avoiding getting shot with arrows. So look at my face and my neck. Those things are massive, dude. So once again, I just try to get close enough, and you can see right there, doesn't matter if they have the spear or if they have the sword, they can do lightning attacks. So from here, we're going to open up a shortcut. We are going to take this path along this rooftop, and we're going to hang a left and make our way around first, because there is an item here, and it is a large Titanite shard, and then we will just follow the linear path to the doorway. We will end up at a ladder that we can slide down and open up a gate, and we will be at where the deacons were. So if you ran straight ahead, you would end up at the last bonfire from the boss. And then I forgot to record my way back, but you're just going to climb back up the ladder and go back to where we fought all those enemies. And we're going to go down this pathway and pick up an item on that dead body on the left. And this is the part I was telling you about with Henri. So if you did everything you were supposed to do, there won't be anything in this area in terms of Henri. But I didn't do everything I was supposed to do. I did not kill the enemy that was hiding in the corner whenever we were at the church. So he killed her, I think, which kind of ruined my chances of a romantic storyline with her. So that's kind of a bummer. But if you come in here, there's that item. I was convinced that it was going to trigger a boss fight, but it doesn't. It's Henri's sword. I don't think any of this stuff is in here. There is a chest off to the side. So I think that's still there, but if you saved Henri, good on ya. Good Henri. Ha, I'm funny. But after you pick all that stuff up, then we can head out and go to the next area, which is one of my favorites, actually, except for the boss. So from that room, we're just going to go to the opposite end, and there's actually an item on that corpse on the right that you can pick up and then pull the lever, and it makes this platform come down to you, and it opens up the next area. So we will wait patiently for our next death in Dark Souls. So just take that path to the stairs. There's nothing going on the right. I'll show you. I will even show you that there's not an illusionary wall. For some reason, I am checking for illusionary walls on floating platforms. I have no idea what my logic is sometimes. But come up the stairs, and then this is another opportunity for you to take in the beautiful scenery of this game. I have stated before, whenever you first leave the catacombs, how great the scenery is, but it is pretty good here too. So I don't really give you a good view of it, but it's there. You can admire it if you want. But basically, you just want to get to that lever and push, and then it will rotate this platform one more time, taking you to the next area. I keep saying that we're going to get to the next area, and I'm telling you the truth. I think this is the last step, and then we are there. So you can stop asking me if we're there yet. But there it is. And the good thing about this area is the first thing you see is not a giant enemy trying to kill you. It's a bonfire, so that's pretty welcoming. This area is pretty fun. So before we delve into it, though, I'm going to show you a little bit of a secret. I don't know how much of a secret it is at this point, but just run back to the stairs, and you can take the stairs, or you can fall down and use video game shortcuts instead of making it realistic. And then you see this message that is floating in air. It's floating because there is kind of a secret path here for you to take. I would recommend lighting the bonfire first at the beginning, so that if you fall, you don't end up all the way back at the other bonfire. But this secret will take you to a covenant, and so you'll end up with more choices in terms of multiplayer and more covenant items to collect and give to whoever's in charge. I think that this covenant is kind of a co-op helper kind of deal versus the invader kind. So depending on what you're trying to do and what covenants you want to join, this one can be kind of fun. I think that they do the Concord Caps as their item, so she is actually, I think, the leader of the church where Henri was murdered in my game. So then this will kind of give you an idea of where we were, and whenever you leave this place, you can either just travel to another bonfire. We can go back to that bonfire we were first at, but if you take the path down, you get a few items, so I would recommend doing that instead, because I like to stockpile my items. So if you have any of those to give, then go for it. Once you get 10, you get your extra item or whatever. You can actually farm those items at the bonfire we were just at to try to get the other ones. I don't know how many you had at the point of meeting her, but there are a few items whenever you're dropping down, so just kind of follow the path that I make, and I think that there's 2 things to pick up. There's the one to the left, so you're going to land on some platforms. I thought that was an item, but that's just a reflection, I guess. Trickery and whatnot. So you can pick that up, and it's the painting sword. and then there is another item on the way down to the left there. So we can pick that up. So try to make sure that your fall distance is not too high to prevent damage, and that is the Painting Guardian set. So those are the two items whenever you drop down. I don't think I saw any more. You can miss like I did and almost die. Just make sure that you don't die. You can almost die all you want, but if you die, then you're gonna have a bad time. So this drop down takes you to the church that I keep referencing. So there's that bonfire. So from that bonfire you can just travel back to the last bonfire we were at, and immediately Silver Knights come after you. So there are actually two that are going to come after you. If you're quick enough, you can kill this one before the other one gets to you. So I was fairly quick enough, and they can actually knock you off the ledge there. So be aware of that. After a while, you get used to their attacks. You get the timing down. The only thing that really got to me with these guys was the lightning sometimes. I don't think my resistance was very high. So once you get rid of both of them, it will open up the area a little bit. So there's a dead end on the right, but there is an enemy that is good for souls, to say the least. Depending on your build and stuff, how difficult he is varies. We can pick this item up real quick, and it is some souls. So this door right here is locked, and we'll get it unlocked here in a second. But if we go this way, there is another Silver Knight, but he is not an ordinary Silver Knight. He is the kind with the red eyes, so he means business. He has the same attacks, but a lot more powerful, and takes a lot more damage, or absorbs a lot more damage anyway. So nothing special in terms of difficulty, really, I guess. But he does drop a decent amount of souls, and this is actually an excellent farming area if you wanted to do that. So come down here and pick up this item, and that is another thing of souls. So at this point, we have so many souls, we don't even know what we're gonna do with them once we actually use all of them. Probably gonna level up, maybe buy some things. Pretty sure that's what they're for. Don't be tricked. That's not a door. Doesn't even say, hey, don't think you can open this door, because it's not a door. Anyway, let's head back to the main area, or the center, and we're going to go to the opposite end to actually get inside this building. So we can see if there's anything down here. I don't think there was anything down here. It was just there to trick me into thinking that there was something down there. Unless I missed it, which I probably did. I feel like I miss a bajillion things every time I take a step. So, like that, nothing. Thought it was something, nothing. Whenever I think it's nothing, it's something. So, anyway, go into this pathway, and there's an item there, and it is coal. So take that to the blacksmith, and he'll be able to infuse and stuff like that. Kind of seeing a lot of dead giants around here because they're helping me out, and nobody likes that. So kind of rude. Take the stairs up, and then you'll get to some more stairs that you can take up, and then there's this opening. You can run down those stairs, but if you come around this way, you can see nothing because it's dark and I'm not using my torch. I don't know why I'm not using my torch. But if you come this way around and just keep going along the path that you could probably see better with a torch, because I thought that was an opening, but it's not. There's one. Just kidding. That's not an opening either. But there are some stairs down here. So you can pick up this item and then go this way. And whenever you get to a certain point, you'll see that there is a boss fight coming up. But there are some deacons right here. And there are a bunch of the enemies that are easily damaged with fire, and then there are some more deacons on this side. There is actually a Estus shard and Estus shard, correct English. It will be on the right hand side of this bottom floor, not where the stairs are or anything. I am just going after these guys because they're making me mad because they keep hitting me with fire, and I'm like, I'm the best, you can't do that to me, jerks. There's also an item back there, so you can pick up this item and then see, that's a proof of the Concord kept. So that's another item for the Covenant that we just joined. If you come up here, this takes you to where you just were. So if you don't circle around and you just go straight ahead, this is where you end up. You'll end up straight ahead at some deacons and to the item. But we go back down, and I didn't pick up the item on this run through, but I will tell you about where it is. It is kind of hidden in the dark, so easily missed if you don't know that it's there or you're not paying attention. As I said, I look in every nook and cranny except for whenever there's something there. So if you go this way, it would be on the right about here. You can see, you actually could see it. I looked right at it and I missed it. So that chest has an Estus shard in it. Anyway, so you can pull this lever and it opens up the door. But it also welcomes that guy, and he's a jerk. He's a jerk face spider. I hate spiders in real life, even though like everybody says that they're good for you because they kill all the other insects in your house and stuff. Still don't like them. Anyway, so this enemy can cause curse if he hits you with certain attacks, and he is hyper aggressive. You see, I got a little bit of curse there, a little bit more curse. So just be aware of that and try not to die. Good advice, right? So I would say he's easy to dodge, but he's not really that easy to dodge because he's kind of quick. So don't go into the curse like I did. I have no idea how I didn't die. Basically, if he hits me one more time, I'm dead until that goes down. But he will end up getting staggered, and you can get him with a critical attack there, and then he drops an item. So you can die, and then once you run towards the boss fight, it will end up spawning him to drop down, and you can fight him again and get the item. You can see that I changed my armor, and the reason I changed it was because I died numerous times trying to fight this guy. He has some powerful magic, and my armor was horrible against magic. So once you clear the area and you can get through here, I would suggest having something to protect you from magic, and he also has fire. And if you saved Henri, then Henri is a NPC that you can summon I did not save her, so I had no help whatsoever. But basically, if you charge at this enemy and it will stop them from doing a distance attack right away, which the distance attack is what killed me a bunch of times. So charge immediately so that you can kind of stay away from the distance attacks. This is one of the distance attacks that killed me. Whenever they shoot the arrows, about the first half, it's like a straight shot. It just keeps going, but it goes straight. And you can see that they do a little bit of the Devourer of Gods does a little bit of a attack where a bunch of little lights come at you, crystal lights I assume they are, and they do a little bit of damage, but there's so many of them that if you don't avoid, then you will end up getting like reamed pretty hard. You see those arrows, those killed me so many times because they just keep coming, like a lot. So you can see that they kind of made a fire trail come out of the tail of the enemy. So about halfway through the health, that'll happen. So coming up from behind is kind of hard. You have to evade those which chase you and those which chase you. So that was one of the issues I had, being horrible against magic and having magic thrown at me consistently was not a good combination. Whenever the enemy does that, back away, because that means that they're about to disappear into the ground and it'll hurt you if you're standing right next to them. But basically, whenever they do that, they end up in the opposite corner of where you're at. So wherever you're at, you can kind of just hover in the middle, I guess. That way you're equal distance to whatever corner they might show up in. But you can see I didn't get away, and it took quite a bit of health whenever I didn't get away. So, and this attack does a lot of damage. It is a straight shot of all the magic that is in that weapon, basically, and it was a killer. But basically, what you need to look out for is those arrows that chase you, because they chase you quite frequently. And then you can see, even after he died, still kind of hit me with some stuff. So after you get rid of that boss, there is a bonfire for you to light as usual. And this was not as difficult as the last boss, but pretty difficult because it's a hard boss to begin with. But if your build is like my build and you're horrible at the game like me, good luck, dude. Like, seriously. That's me passing out, getting tired, collapsing, because, dude, seriously. We are not done yet, though. There is an item to pick up real quick. So after you beat the boss and you celebrate and you stop your raging, you can rest at the bonfire, whatever you want to do, level up, use your souls. And then from this bonfire, there's a couple paths you can take. I kind of ran around like an idiot for a while, thinking that there was some other secret. But basically, you want to get up on this thing and get on that platform, or you can go the other way and get on the platform on this side. It doesn't matter, they're both going to the same place. And I don't know why I thought that it mattered, but you just want to take that lift up, basically. There's no other secrets, no matter how many times I run around in the same spot doing nothing. Just come up here and get on this platform, and then it'll take you up to an area where you will find this little pathway. You can run back here and see if there's anything. I don't think there was anything back here, but there was a bridge that brought the two sides together. There's that area that we were in whenever the spider dropped down on us. And yeah, there's nothing back here. So, you're welcome for wasting your time. I thought since I wasted my time, I would waste your time too, because I'm nice like that. But you want to come up these stairs, and there is just this item here. This item is actually like one of my favorite items because it gradually increases your health, or basically heals you. So that's like something that I want in every single game whenever I play it. But now that that is taken care of, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff, and as always, stay nerdy, guys.